Come on. There, you fucking cocksucker. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of In the Longhouse with me, Beer to the North, Dan. Hope you've had a good Friday. Hope you had a good week. Hope you got a big weekend up ahead of you. Everybody say hello to John. How you doing tonight, John?
What's up, everybody? Doing pretty good. Oh man, even though I was on vacation for like half the week, it was like the longest week ever. I only went to work like Thursday, yesterday, and today, but man, today was the longest day. But yeah, how about yourself?
Oh, another day gone. Again, trying to get myself prepared for starting harvest because we're more than likely going to start that this next week. So trying to get myself in a sleeping routine that will allow me to get up at 6 in the morning.
Shit. Um, so how is that? Like, when do you know when to start the harvest?
When moisture levels, because we'll start beans first, when moisture levels are at a good level. It's so we want around 12% moisture beans. So then when you take them into the elevator after you harvest them, the elevator will dock you so much, it'd be 5 cents a bushel or something like that, depending on how far over their threshold is for moisture, because then they have to dry it and that costs them money, and so they'll dock you. So that's how you kind
Outside
of
of
tell.
outside of beans, what else do you harvest?
Corn.
Corn. Okay.
Yep. That'll go a little while yet. There's still some fields that still have some green in them, so we're not going to be touching those yet for a while.
Got it. Oh man, 6
Although
a.m. to start the harvest. Working.
for about a
I
month
don't know.
straight, it's basically sun up to sundown.
No, man, I can't do that. It's too
All
much.
right,
It's too much.
it's not bad. I mean, I really like it. I really enjoy doing it. So I like being out there in the nothing, not having to deal with fucking anybody, just in my own world.
Yeah, it works, you know.
It works. It works.
And I feel like
Should we say
I haven't been on the stream in so long. Probably yours was the last one that I was on,
no
where I
way?
was where I was a guest. Yeah,
Well, maybe when you were a guest. I know you did a live with Garrett and Melissa when you
yeah,
released
yeah. I think that was
the
May.
Vader.
Vader, yeah. That was May, so that was quite a long time ago.
That was the last one I think I remember you being on.
I think I did a celebration for my 6 year anniversary in June, but yeah, I took a few months off.
A few.
A few, yeah.
Should we say hello to some people in the chat? Don't want them to feel neglected, you know.
Let's do it.
Holy hell. Holy hell. All right, I'll start at the top and kind of just go down for a little while. How you doing, JP? Curtis? See ya. E? How you doing, man? Nicholas? Thanks for stopping in, man.
What's up? What's up?
Eric? Good to see you. Mark, as always, man.
Mark, what's up?
TV? Good to see you, sir. Gary, how you doing, man? Oh. This piece of shit.
Oh,
Good to see you, Vato. How you doing, Shade? Thanks for stopping in, man. Beard and Brood, how you doing, man? Garrett. There's somebody I haven't seen for a while. How you doing,
What's
sir?
up, Garrett?
Let's see. Okay. There's a lot of shit talking, I see. Matt, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in, sir. Richard, good to see you. Shade, we don't eat any of the corn. It's all for feed and ethanol. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody. And there we are. So when you were on vacation, did you feel like you worked more during vacation than you would have actually when you were working?
Yeah. I was just saying that it, during our vacations, we like to maximize as much time in doing things. And that's just really because, when we're working, I'm working on my business, I have my job as well. I don't really have time to do a lot of stuff. So just maximizing as much time to do as many things as possible. Like last week, we were out in Colorado. My mother-in-law lives there with her husband, and really the moment that we landed Friday morning, uh, all the way through Wednesday, we had something planned like 2 or 3 times a day. That and then a lot of eating. So just like doing all that and then coming home like really with no time to rest and then just go back to my normal routine.
Get right back into
That
the grind. Yeah.
yeah, that was the toughest thing. Like it's fun and all to like you know go to all these events, go eating. I feel like I gain so much weight when I'm on vacation just because of how much I eat. But just doing all that, it feels good, but when you're doing it, but when you get home, you're like, damn, I'm fucking tired.
I'm more
I
tired
just,
now than during the regular work week.
yeah. So, I mean, it's good. It's good. You get time to connect with your family, um, enjoy the time there. But yeah, it gets tiring sometimes.
How you doing, Melissa? Thanks for stopping in. Bearded Funhouse. You're new. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Stay caught up with all these people here.
It's quite of multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been on this side of things in a while, so like not not having to go through the comments, it's kind of nice, even though I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
reading
You
through
get
them.
you get to just kind of sit and chill.
Yeah, yeah.
Garrett wants to know if you're sitting in a different area than normal.
Yeah, I moved around my room just so I can have more space because I always felt like I was so close to like these shelves that I have back here. Um, so I just wanted more space. Just set up the room differently. Hey, Ellie.
Yep. How you doing, Ellie? Thanks for stopping in. You had said how you were constantly doing something during your vacation. It makes me think like when I used to go on vacation with my parents and my brother and sister and family and stuff. There were a couple of times we went down to Florida and we would go to like Orlando, do all that stuff. But we'd be down there for a week, and the first 2 to 3 days that we were down there, we did absolutely fucking nothing. If we would sit and we'd drink some beer or some booze, sit in the rooms all day, and then we would go to one of the parks or something, spend like half the day, maybe a little longer. Then we go out for supper. Then we go back to the rooms and we'd sit there the rest of the night. We weren't the type where it was, okay, we have every single minute of every day planned out. We're going to do this and we're going to
So
do that.
I think it really depends on where we're going, um, based on what we have planned. So, like the last few years,
Hold
we've been going.
on, John. John. Kyle, no. No. Call it off. Get out while you can. I'm just kidding, man. Congrats, sir. Congrats.
You're gonna give them cold feet.
Hey, I may save
Something
somebody.
with.
Come on now. How you doing, Lynn? Good to see you, man.
What's up, Len?
All right,
Yeah,
continue, man. Sorry.
it really depends on like where we're going. So the last few years we've been going out to Mexico, different places. We go to Cancun, we go to Puerto Vallarta, um, and a lot of times like we'll have like a couple things planned, but for the most part we're chilling at the pool, at the beach, drinking, relaxing. Um, and but like we went to a friend's wedding one year. I think it was like 2018, 2019, and they literally had events like two, three events every single day, dinners, um, for the bridal party. So that honestly is tiring. I wasn't part of the bridal party, so my wife was, so she had to be part of a lot of the events that I wasn't a part of. So, I just chilled at the
You just got to
pool.
chill.
Yeah. And then we had all inclusive, so I was just maximizing drinking as much as I could.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So, I think I was probably wasted by like 2 p.m.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, take advantage of it when you can.
Right.
But yeah, but it really depends. It really depends on what we're doing, where we're going, who we're going to see. Um, in a couple weeks, I'm going. Actually, this week, end of this week, I'm going back to LA. That's where I'm from, and to go to a football game, and we're probably going to do some more eating, hanging out with family. My dad lives out there still,
Okay.
so probably see him for a little bit, see my sister. So it's more hanging out with people, enjoying the time versus going to do things.
Constantly doing shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. That, to me, vacation is, if I don't want to fucking do anything, I'm not fucking doing anything.
yeah.
I would take a whole week off from work to sit on my ass at home and do absolutely nothing and see nobody.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do when I worked at factory.
So there are some vacations where we have a staycation. We're just staying at home for a few days, not doing anything. We'll do a little bit here and there, but for the most part, just lounging around.
Eric says you better get his order out before you go do that.
Yeah, of course. um, I'll always prioritize getting the orders out before, um, even if it's like staying up the night before, clearing them out. Yeah.
Yes, being a hermit, Eric. I will take sitting at home seeing nobody 100 times over going and peopling. Doesn't matter who it is. Unless it was like my brother or my sister or something. Because luckily, like, John was saying, he didn't have to be in that wedding that his wife was. I have been a part of one wedding my whole life. and that was mine.
I'll say that's me too. The only wedding that I've ever been a part of is my own that I can remember. I think so.
Not saying I haven't been to some, because of course my wife, two
Hmm.
of her high school friends, when they got married, she was, a bridesmaid and all that stuff. And then when her brother got married and everything, she was in that. I was just the extra that showed up halfway through, that was, yeah, I'm here. Cool. I don't want to be, but I'm here.
Here for the free drinks and food. No.
Well, a couple of them, I bet they don't even have free drinks. Fucking beer, that a can of beer costs you fucking $6, and it's
Yeah.
suck my ass.
Yeah. Uh, those are the worst. You can't really enjoy your time as much.
No. So other than the vacation, what have you been up to as of recently?
So, outside of my business, work related stuff, uh, over the last few months, I honestly started working out again.
Oh yeah.
And man, first of all, it's so hard to stay motivated. Right now, I just turned 35. Like at 25, even 25 to 30, it was like the easiest thing. Work out, take your supplements. And yeah, you're sore in the morning, but nothing crazy. Fast forward through COVID, I didn't work out. I probably worked out maybe like a handful of times during COVID. Um, so before COVID, I was working out every day for the most part. My job had a gym there, so I'll go during my lunch. So they sent us all home. Gyms are closed, so like
Well,
for a good 7 months they were closed. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna work out. I try to buy some like workout equipment, but it's just not the same, like the gym atmosphere versus like working out at home. It's just like
when you're at home,
you're,
you look at the barbells and you're like, nope, fuck, no.
yeah, no, there's no motivation. And then
No.
on top of that, like all these people like on Facebook Marketplace, even Target, Walmart, they were either sold out or they were hiking up the prices.
Yeah.
So we eventually got some stuff, but I was just like not motivated at all. So I worked out a handful of times. Um, One of my friends at work is a personal trainer, so he trained us for like maybe a month. And then after that month, I'm like, nah, fell back
I'm
into
good. I
like,
don't want to do it no more.
yeah, fell back into not working out anymore. And then, um, so I gained like 30 pounds. So I was probably like 210 before COVID started. I was over 240 like earlier this year. So I was like, damn,
Shit.
like, yeah, I can't continue to do this. And then my doctor was telling me I'm starting to develop high blood pressure. So I was like, yeah, it's probably a good time to start working out. So my wife really pushed us to like, get back in the gym, working out. That was what, like in April, and really since April to September, I probably lost like about 18 pounds. So like I'm halfway there, and
That's progress.
you know,
That's
it's
progress.
progress, but like I feel like if I was 25, I probably would have already lost all the weight because I went through it in my 20s where I gained weight from my wife's pregnancy, probably gained about 30 pounds, and like within 4 months, it was all gone.
Cut it
I
out.
even lost extra weight. But shoot, when you're older, man, it's tough. It is tough. and I didn't. I thought it was going to be easy for me. I was like, yeah, a few months I'll be, back to normal. Nah.
No. The
And
older you get, the harder it is to get it off.
yeah, it's tough. And then on top of that, I don't have the same motivation with my diet that I used to. Like in my early 20s, I was obsessed with like the paleo diet. So I was like um, high proteins, low carbs, some carbs actually, like 200 grams of carbs, and then low fats. Um, but now I'm just like, man, if I see some chips, I gotta eat them. Shoot, freaking fast food, So I think it's like a mixture of that and just not eating strict. So,
I, my thought is, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I'm gonna eat what I fucking want. I mean, yeah, sure. I'd like to be in better shape so I don't, run out of breath going up the stairs, kind of shit. But I'm not in no competition with nobody.
yeah.
I ain't in any of that shit. How you doing, Chris? Thanks for stopping in, sir.
So, Chris.
So it's I'm turning 36 here in December. Just I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I've had some thoughts here and there of like, I could get into the gym, I should, I do have my daughter now, so I should care a little bit if I live a little longer.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're only here for so long. I kind of want to make that time enjoyable versus like, counting carbs and making sure I go
Yeah.
to the gym 5 days a week. And
Yeah. 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 It takes a lot of time out of your day as well, right? To plan, to go to the gym, going to the gym and fighting through I would say, pain, struggle, the challenges of actually working out. And on top of that, you have to feed your body the right nutrients for that workout to like be worthwhile, right? So, and then like cooking it is another thing. I don't cook, so my wife does all the cooking, so that's like another level to it. Um, to just like being healthy and stuff like that. And sometimes we're just like, fuck, we're tired. Let's just go get some fast food.
yeah, I don't want to fucking cook tonight.
Yeah,
Let's go. But if you live in town, that's one thing that I do miss about living in town or in the city is fucking delivery food. I don't get that out here.
how far are you from town?
Well, the village that I live from about 6 miles from has it's a cafe slash grocery store, but it doesn't really have anything.
Oh, okay.
But as far as like if I want, say I had a hankering for some fast food or something, I got at least a 45-minute drive.
45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I don't know if I can do that. Oh gosh, no. Like that's what I was going to ask you. If that cafe doesn't do it for you, how far you have to drive for that? It's like shit. It's like just to get some fast food, 45 minutes. So that's an hour and a half out of your day or out of your life.
Yep.
Whereas like right here, it was like 5 minute drive.
Oh yeah, 5 minute, or you could just call and say, "Hey, I want this delivered to this address." And
Yeah. Yeah, we got we got the apps where
fuck you,
like you could
Garrett.
order. Yeah.
Yeah, you get like you got apps that the DoorDash or whatever and stuff like that where they'll deliver stuff to you. But Not out here.
Yeah, I mean that's convenient, but I always tell my wife like,
Good for
oh
you,
yeah,
E.
I have 45 seconds direction in the restaurant. Yeah, I mean it's quick, like it's convenient, and if you're tired, you just don't want to cook, you just don't have food to make. It's like the most convenient thing just to jump in the car and you know get some fast food going,
Oh, I
or
know.
or go into a restaurant. So um, I'm sure there are some benefits to your lifestyle and how you live as well.
See, Ellie, I understand this. My brother, when he worked in a restaurant, I used to give him shit all the time about why he didn't cook for himself or his girlfriend at the time and all that. And he's like, I fucking cook all day or all night. The last thing I want to do is fucking go home and have to cook some more.
Yeah, yeah, that's tiring. And if you're a cook and you're on your feet all damn day, like the last thing you want to do is stay on your feet for another hour, 2 hours, and whip up a meal, because it's not simple unless you're whipping something up quick. But uh, it takes time, and that's tiring. But yeah, the worst thing to ask my wife is like, what do you want to eat? We
that
debate. Go ahead.
yeah, that's the terrible thing for anytime you ask your significant other what you want to eat, especially if it's you asking your wife, because no matter what, she's going to say, "I don't know. What do you want?" And then you can rattle off 10 different things, and I don't want that. And
Yeah.
that,
So
well, what the fuck did I ask you for then?
yeah, it's like you gotta. What I do is I list everything in my vicinity, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, so you can do Wendy's, you can do McDonald's, you could do Chick-fil-A, you could do KFC. So I start listing everything, right? And she's like, I don't want that. You choose. I was like, okay, I'll choose. I come back and she's like, I didn't want this. So it's just like,
That's why when it's that, okay, you choose this. Are you sure?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly what.
yeah. If they say yes, you choose. You go get what you want. And when you come back and they say, "Well, I didn't want that," well, too fucking bad. Then you can go in the cabinet and find something for yourself. Then, if that's the case. How you
Yeah,
doing, Tyson?
yeah.
Thanks for stopping in, sir.
It is it's a long decision making process, so we're like always go back and forth, and then we'll get on our phones and then just forget about that we were trying to figure out what we want to eat, start scrolling, and they're like, oh shit, hour later we're like, we never chose what we're gonna eat, or we just didn't go, so
You just
especially
didn't go.
especially yeah, especially the weekend, where things close a little earlier. We're like, oh shit, now we're stuck having to figure it out. And then our choices get even smaller on, what we're going to eat. So, but yeah, I mean, it's fun sometimes because you end up finding a place um, that you try something new, and then you find out that you enjoy it. But man, sometimes when you're trying something new, shit, that shit backfires on you real quick.
Yeah, I don't believe this, Melissa.
I've
I
seen
don't
videos on that.
I don't believe this shit whatsoever. Because I can guarantee. See, but the problem with that is, if it were me, I would say something that I don't want at all, and she would say yes to it, and then I'm committed to that. Like, I'm not a huge fan of like Mexican food, or with the exception of tacos, or like Chinese food, shit like that. Not a big fan. Wife, though, loves that stuff. Loves it. So it's a
Is
losing
it
battle for me.
is it something that you just like maybe you just haven't tried the right food to enjoy it, or it's
Don't
just not your
don't
style
fuck
of
it.
food?
Not my style. It's not my style of food. I am more than willing to try anything. Actually, for my brother's girlfriend's birthday, not just a couple weeks ago, we went to this hibachi grill.
Okay.
I'd never been
I've
to one
heard
of them
of that.
before. I thought it was pretty cool, but a lot of the food was more on the Asian side. And I tried sushi for the first time, and I am not a fan of sushi at
Yeah.
all.
It depends on. Oh, I'm allergic to to shrimp. So, and I
That
recently
sucks.
found that out. Maybe like about 6 months ago. I took an allergy test, and they told me I was allergic to shrimp, but I had been eating shrimp all this time, So it was just weird that it came up. But I did started notice. I noticed I was starting to get reactions, allergic reactions, like in my body. I either started breaking out in hives, or my lips swole up so bad a few times. It was something that I really couldn't link to what it was. So
Yeah.
that's why I went to an allergy doctor. Uh, they gave me a blood test, and that's when I found out. But um, man, my lips got so bad, it felt like they were going to burst. So it was just
I believe that.
ever since, yeah, ever since I cut it out of my diet, like I haven't had an issue with that at all. So exactly, just like the movie Hitch. I don't know if you've seen that movie where Will Smith, um,
Oh
he
yeah.
he eats shrimp, and then all of a sudden he just his like all his face blows up. That's
Yep.
exactly what happened to me. I actually I went to the ER one time just because my lips were getting so big that they literally I felt like my skin was like
Tearing.
cracking,
Yep.
tearing, So um, it was scary at the time. My wife probably freaked out more than anything. Uh, and I took allergy pills. That really didn't help. So they gave me some better stuff at the ER. Uh, but yeah, shrimp and sushi. It really depends. Really, the only thing that I like, I don't know if it's considered sushi, is the like California rolls. Um, but like anything that is like the raw fish, I can't do it.
Nope. Neither can I. I don't. I'm not a big fan. I tried. Usually, I try about anything. If I haven't tried it yet, I will try it once. But if I don't like it, I won't be trying it again. And Tyson, to answer this, the harder the better. Okay, the harder the better.
Uh,
And I saw, fuck, Garrett said something right here. Okay, Garrett. Now, not only is this a really bad idea to do, you kind of got to get them aroused to even get the fucking cock to pop out. So the whole idea of accidentally, no, there's no accident to it. You have to really try, but you need another cow there and all that if you want. Oh, and the group that we were with, it was my brother, his girlfriend, her parents, a couple of their friends, my sister and her boyfriend, and then Becky and I. Everybody got the whole sake squirt in their mouth except for Becky and I. I don't really drink all that much anymore, and I know that sake's kind of strong. So,
Yeah,
how you doing, Nick?
That shit will fuck you up, like really, really quick. Especially if you don't drink.
Yeah,
you don't drink anymore. What's up, bearded beanie?
Have a good night, Kyle. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Is that the one where like they toss like food into your mouth as well?
Yeah, they do all the grilling and everything right in front of you, and do all the little tricks and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I've done it one time, and I guess I'm just not good at catching things with my mouth or they were not aiming right. So
yes, Nicholas, it was cooked right in front of us. I thought it was cool. I'd never done it before. I'd never been to one of those places before, and that's where she wanted to go for her birthday, so we went, and it was cool. And I'm not saying the food was bad. I was not a fan of the sushi that they were passing around and everything.
yeah, I mean it's always tough to try something new because you never know if you're going to enjoy it. But then again, you never know if you just find something that you'll love by trying something new. So
see, it's this whole drinking thing. My wife actually just brought home a $100 bottle of whiskey that her boss gave to her from work, because apparently he collects like expensive bottles of whiskey and bourbon, but he doesn't drink. So what he does is he collects these, and then if he has a party or something and friends come over, they pop the bottle, and he gets some sort of enjoyment out of sharing it with somebody else.
got it. Okay.
So I don't know if I'll ever pop into it, because it's like 111 proof bottle of whiskey. I know like a cap full of it is going to put me on my ass.
I don't drink a lot of whiskey, really any liquor. If I am going to drink, I probably just stick with beer, just because I know my tolerance with it. Even though I don't do it very often anymore. I used to drink a lot.
Yeah, that's
But
kind of
my
why I don't
tolerance,
anymore.
yeah. So even a few beers, if I drink them, it's more out of the enjoyment versus the feeling of getting drunk. Like I probably haven't gotten drunk from beer in a very long time. So it's more just to relax, um, enjoy the time.
Bullshit, E.
Yeah. How? Unless you just don't drink at all, or
I
you
mean, if
never
you don't,
drink.
yeah, if you're sober, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I agree though, but like, I would never trust anybody that hands me a drink unless that's my wife or my
Right.
brothers, because I know they ain't gonna do shit to get me intoxicated or black out.
Right. It's 7 years old, Nick. You can tell it's handwritten on the bottle and everything. It's from, I can't remember the name of the company that makes it, but it's like 111 point whatever proof, like 56 or something percent alcohol. I thought it was pretty cool, but it'll end up probably just sitting there. Maybe if like my brother came over and we were celebrating something, maybe we'd pour a little glass of it for each of us and drink it. But that's all it would take me, is like this much at the bottom of the glass.
I mean, that makes sense. Damn, not even your first time though. Like I remember, probably my first beer, I was like, "Damn, I'm drunk." You know.
Have a good night, Garrett. Thanks for coming in for a little while.
All right, Garrett. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, damn, never been drunk. That's a tough one. You know, just because, especially when you first start, you don't know your limit, right? Like you're
Yeah.
you're probably my first beer was probably really gross, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get drunk, you know. You drink it, and then all of a sudden, you're so drunk that it's like too late, you know.
Yeah.
It's just full of regret, you know. So,
I had my first taste of beer. I was about 6 years old. My dad was drinking a beer, and I asked him if I could have a sip. He's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And I took a big swig of it, and I, of course, at 6 years old, that's really gross. And he's like, "Good, you keep that attitude." No, unfortunately, I didn't keep that attitude.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, even as a teenager, like to me, I was like, "Oh, this is gross. Like, how does anybody drink this?" It's just because beer is like an acquired taste, right?
Right.
Uh, and like when you first taste it, it's so bitter to you that it's like, how is this even enjoyable?
No, but it grows on you. You learn that you don't drink beer for the taste.
Yeah.
Well, good for
Uh,
you, Eric. Congrats on being sober, man.
yeah. Congrats. That's a big accomplishment. Um, I was honestly, for like the first 6 months this year, I did not drink at all. Um, just because I felt like I was starting to become an alcoholic. And it's not like I was drinking to the point of like being drunk, but like I felt like my body craved it when I didn't drink it. So that to me was showing that, I can't, I have to like separate myself from it, because if I don't, then it could get to the point where, it gets really bad. So,
Right.
for the first 6 months, I just didn't drink at all. And then, here and there, when we're out, I'll drink a beer. Recently, like I've gone out with my brothers, my wife, his wife, and then we'll drink like a shot, couple shots, But like after that, I'm like, nope, I know my limit. Then I'll stick to beer after that, and then I'll just sit, throughout the night. But I really I don't like the feeling of being drunk anymore. So um, I'm just more. I just like to relax, chill, enjoy the vibe versus being drunk, shit faced. And then I haven't been hungover in probably like 10 years. So and it's just something that I just didn't want to do anymore after probably age 25, 26. So,
That's the
um,
same for me. Same for me. I I absolutely hate getting hungover, and these days I have a 6 pack and I'm hungover for 2 days straight.
sheesh, yeah,
So I I'm perfectly okay with just chilling, having a beer or two or one drink, and that's few and far between. I don't even remember the last time I had a beer or a
yeah,
drink. Period.
yeah. It's usually two is my limit. Certain beers give me like a headache as well, so I'm like, why even do it if it's gonna give you that headache?
Yeah.
Damn, Ellie, you've never had a
Well,
hangover? Wow.
well, aren't you lucky, Ellie?
Hangovers are the worst. Like, not even hangovers, like that point where you just have to just like projectile vomit, you know. I think that's worse to me than the actual hangover, you know, because you can have that greasy food and it could kind of subside as like the day goes on. But the feeling of needing to just like throw everything up is what I just don't want to deal with.
It's the nagging headache that just never goes away for me.
Yeah, that too.
That's what gets me. I just can't stand having that. Well, aren't you Mr. Technical E? Well, you must have some sort of special liver there, Ellie.
Yeah.
Did not get hung over. Lucky you.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know, especially if you're
Some people have superpowers, apparently.
yeah.
Not me, though. I mean, I would count it lucky if I didn't wake up with a hangover anytime I drank. I always did. Didn't matter if I got a little drunk, if I got super plastered, shit hammered. I had a hangover of some level the next day, and I got tired of it.
Yeah, it is tiring. Just especially as you get older, you know, it takes you longer to recover just from anything, not even drinking, just a workout, you know, standing for an extended period of time. I swear after my 30s, man, like everything went downhill. I felt like, I swear, like my body just felt like it was like I was 50 years old, 60 years old, uh, just because of how tired I was for every single thing. And that could be just because of what, you know, what I put in my body, like food wise, you know. So,
It can be
but
a
yeah,
number of different things.
yeah,
I mean,
it could.
lack of exercise, what you're eating, what you're not eating, what your day-to-day life is if
Yeah,
it used to be go 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 and you went to the gym and you ate healthy and drank water and that was it and all that, and then you just kind of slowly step away from certain things and start adding in the fast food or the sodas or the stop working out, you're sitting more often than you are standing, you're not as active. That can, I mean, that shit hits you even in your 20s, let alone getting older than that. It just gets worse and worse
yeah,
the older you get.
yeah, and you know, also working from home and you're sitting all damn day. Yeah, I feel like, especially working from home, I started working more extended hours,
No.
longer hours than I was in the office. So that also sitting 10 to 12 hours and not really needing to move when you're at home because like my office is close to my kitchen. So like I'm literally 2 feet away to get water, food, snacks, you know, and then going back to sit down versus like if I needed a snack in the office, I had to walk for like 5 minutes because of
Yeah.
how big my office was. So like just shrinking it down to like a matter of feet and then going back to sit down, you know, getting to work is just like that plays a big role in your body, you know, and
Sometimes, well, sometimes sitting for an extended period of time, your legs and back will hurt more than if you were standing or walking for an extended period of time through the day.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Uh, they have standing desks now, which is like you can like, you know, move it up or bring it down when you get tired, but it's not the same, you know,
No,
having
no, it's
having
not.
that active lifestyle or at least moving around a little more with your job.
Right. Yeah. I know they had implemented some of those standing desks at the factory before I left. They were updating everybody's desk to those things because a lot of people were complaining about, sitting all day. And, well, if you fuckers that work at a desk all day, if you actually did some physical labor,
Yeah, it's
instead
true.
of just telling the rest of us what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of jobs now just don't demand it anymore. Depends on what you're
No,
doing too, you know.
because mostly, a lot of factory type jobs, they're trying more and more to get everything automized
Yeah.
so that they can cut down paying people and just have a machine do it.
Yeah, I mean that's happening everywhere. Shoot, even I've seen a couple stories. I don't know how accurate this is, but like in certain police departments, they got like robots now that's like surveying different areas to catch crime, which is crazy to me. That's like some Terminator shit, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
RoboCop shit. How you doing,
yeah.
Mike? Thanks for stopping in, man.
What's up, Mike? But yeah, they are automating a lot of jobs with this technology. I actually saw this one video where they're trying to replace somebody like the hot dog, putting the hot dog together, and like no matter how much the machine tried to put the wiener into the bun, like it couldn't do it. So it was just like it tried like different ways, different. It moved differently. It had different techniques. No matter what the machine did, it could not do the job. And it's like it's just funny that they have like some of these machines to do this because like yeah, yes, automation is cool to improve efficiency in some ways, but like some things just
Oh,
should not should not be automated. It was the funniest thing though. I was like, wow, that's where we're at now, huh?
uh,
It
oh, my last
it was
3 guests now, I've been able to get on some sexual pun. It's could not get the wiener in the bun.
yeah.
Well
That,
said,
that
Tom.
that that that's the easiest way to say it. I was like, just simplify it, right? So
How you doing,
Donald,
Don? Oh, now my head hurts. Oh, oh.
Ugh.
I think I'm gonna be good. So what do you got planned for the weekend, sir?
Uh, so really, this weekend, I'm just filling orders. Before I jumped on the stream, I was working on some orders because I re-released Chucky, um, Scissorhands, and Boogeyman. So that I got a bunch of orders from that. I got more than I anticipated. So like everything that I already made was already packaged and shipped. But tomorrow is like finishing the rest of the orders, completing those, and then also working on my blend of the month orders that start coming in on the first. So it's going to be a busy weekend. Outside of that, my son has his first basketball game. He's in sixth grade. Um, and it's his first like organized basketball game, so he's a little nervous, but
Yeah,
he'll do all right.
I remember those days. They were good days.
Yeah, I mean, I love sports, organized sports. I feel like I didn't take advantage of um, or maximizing my like how good I could have been in sports. I honestly, when I was playing, I was literally joking around the whole time. Um, yeah, when it came to the game, I was serious, but practice, I didn't take practice serious. I didn't try to get better. I just tried to utilize my talents that I had, but never tried to improve them. So I think if there were a coach probably paid more attention to that for really all the players,
Uh,
um, you know, it could have helped. Like I feel like a lot of coaches focus on like the best player and try to like develop them versus like the whole team. Uh, but yeah, so that's why I'm trying to get my son to realize the importance of like working on your talent. Your talent can only take you so far, but if you work hard at it, you can get better. And I
practice,
don't think
practice,
he
practice.
yeah, I don't think he takes it. He doesn't take it serious either. But I've been on him since like fourth grade.
Yeah.
But I just feel like kids aren't the same that like when we were growing up, we were outside all the time, playing sports, hanging out in the neighborhood, learning from each other. Now, they just want to be stuck in the house playing video games. So
Yep, pretty much. I'm going to take this out of your book, Ellie, and I'm going to do this to somebody.
uh,
The Chucky scent is really good, Eric. I do like the Chucky scent.
yeah, so I think some people have like rated that my top scent I've ever created. And these are guys that like have been buying for years. So I did make adjustments to it just to make it a little stronger and then last a little longer. But overall, the scent is, I don't think I can like, me personally, I really enjoy it. I don't think I can make a better scent than that one. Um, I
I don't
think there's
know. I'm pretty partial to Lucky Jim.
Lucky Jim. See, Lucky Jim is another one that it really depends on your like what you're feeling like wearing for the day, right? Lucky Jim's a good one if you like those dark,
Mm-hmm.
woodsy, smoky vibes. It was honestly Lucky Jim is a fall scent, but I released it in the summer, and I got a lot of great feedback on it, and that's why it's in the main lineup. So
It's a
I don't think
fantastic one.
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um,
Eric, your pullout game is horrible. Just going to throw that out there. How you doing, Shepard? Thanks for stopping in, sir.
so William, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wow, Ellie. I mean, that's lots of praise for Chucky. He says it'd be awesome in a wash.
I did have it in a wash for a while, but since I switched the labels or the artwork, I didn't purchase any more washes for it. But I'll probably have it down the line again. Is Dad Life a one-time run? No, Dad Life's not a one-time run. I just haven't purchased the labels for it. Like a lot of a lot of scents that have sold out. I just because I always push out like at least two releases a month. I always forget to like bring back some old scents that I had. Um, AFK. What is Lucky Jim? So Lucky Jim it was my scent of the month in June. There's like a oud, whiskey, cedarwood, um, saffron. There's like a bunch of stuff in that one. Uh,
Deliciousness.
that I honestly think between that one and Janye is probably my personal scent of the year. Um, I have some good ones coming up towards the end of the year that are different as well. Some stuff that I've never done. Um, dark scents. Like I know people always give me, a lot of feedback because, I have a lot of cologne based scents or like woodsy scents with like fruits or sweets in it. So like I really haven't dived in as much or dove in as much to like the dark scents. So that's what I'm transitioning into. I'm working on those scents right now. Um, so my blend of the month for October is going to be like something along the lines of Lucky Jim, but like woodiness, darkness, some dark tobacco as well. So I think it's perfect for the fall. I worked on it with a guy in the Facebook group that I have, uh, and he really enjoyed it. So, um, yeah, really getting into those dark scents. I need to
It's where
bring
it's at.
back. Yeah, I know. Um, I think like the sweet scents are good, but like it also depends on like I release scents based on how I feel, like what I crave, for that period of time. So I really don't I really don't follow seasons. Like, okay, it's the summer,
No.
I have to release summer scents, or it's the winter, the darker, the darker scent. It's really like what I like like early like January, I released like a citrus cologne, so and that's typical more for like the spring, summer.
Springtime, summertime, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it really depends on what I'm feeling. People are probably like, why is this dude releasing this right now? Um, but I don't care. I just release whatever I like for that time.
Sorry, Eric. Now you make me feel like a dick.
Sorry about that.
Makes sense though.
Yeah.
Anyone, I'm pretty sure he has it where you don't have any that are like subs only.
No. So my blend of the month or scent of the month is like, so if you have a sub, then that scent will automatically go to you on the day that you purchase it on a monthly basis. But I have options to buy like a single purchase of that scent. But if it sells out, the sub will get priority over
No.
that because they basically already paid for it.
Subs are
Um,
guaranteed to have the scent of the month. Whereas if you don't have a sub but you want the scent, you got to buy it early in order to make
yeah,
sure that you get one.
yeah, yeah. Recently, I've been buying a lot more labels than what I did even early this year or last year, just so it can last longer. I just feel like they were just selling out too fast. Like within the day or like 48 hours. And I'm like, one, yeah, it's cool that it's sold out, but like now that's kind of taking away from others being able to purchase.
Right.
It's also taking money away from me because if I had the label, I would be able to sell it, right? So that's really the reason why I'm purchasing a lot more labels with really any release that I have. So I don't get those 2 day sellouts anymore. But I mean, if I can get sales every day throughout the month for that, then
Right.
I'm still winning. I don't really care about a sellout.
No. I have a very large collection of old John's faces too.
Yeah, yeah.
When the only thing that changed was the color of the bottle or the
The
labels.
color. Yeah, yeah. That I mean, it was it was simple. It was easy to do. I didn't have to do the artwork or get artwork done for it, um, which saved me a lot of money. But I just like the creating artwork to a theme for a scent.
Yeah.
You connect to it more. Um, it makes it means more to you when you're creating it versus just like to me personally, like I'm not trying to say it about any other brand, but like versus just putting like a name to it, it's just it means more. People connect to it as well, like especially nostalgic themes, like something
Yeah.
that reminds them of their childhood or maybe a family member that enjoyed, a scent. Um, that like it just means more to me. Like, and then the complexity of creating a scent uh to artwork is like it's tough, because like you really have to think about like what you are creating for that scent or for that theme. Like if it
Right.
just doesn't make sense, then it's like, why are you doing it?
Yeah, you can't have a scent that the artwork and the theme around it is lumberjack and it fucking smells like a floral cologne.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Have a good night, E. Thanks for stopping in, sir.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it.
There was that Richard Crush asked this question: if will Jane ever come back?
John Johnny.
Janye, is that how it's?
Yeah. So it's a theme that I centered around Kanye. So like I just switched it to be Johnny. So
Okay.
it was that was like a cologne with like a barbershop twist to it. Um, a lot of people say that that was like one of the best scents that they've ever smelled. So I've been thinking about bringing that or maybe doing like a small run of them. That way, other people can enjoy it that didn't get a chance to grab the anniversary bundle as well. So just have to make labels for it as well.
Okay. Thanks for stopping in, Chris. Eric has. I think it's supposed to be you're more calm than what I thought you were.
Yeah, maybe because of I don't know my releases. I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm pretty chill, laid back dude. Like, um, I'm not like super out there. I don't think I have like um, a huge personality. I'm just chill. Uh, you know, the way I look at like my brand and what I do is like I'm a creative person. Um, Always been really creative, artistic wise. Um, but like the scent creations are just like something that I can add to my creativity and making something that just like gets my like creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
So like that's that's why I enjoy making these scents so much, just because, or making a product so much, just because I can constantly be creating versus like when I was just had the same like 10 cents for like what 3 years.
Yeah.
Um, to me, yes, my business was getting a little stagnant, but like I wasn't really maximizing the creativity that I can bring to my brand. So
You know,
I don't go ahead.
this comment stems from a comment John made to me earlier. But I think John's next business venture, and I think he could make a shitload of money at it, is recording ebooks and reading ebooks. And people just put on headphones and they'll fall asleep.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's John's next big business venture. He could make a lot of money doing it, I think.
yeah. I mean, like my voice is super like it doesn't like fluctuate as much. Really, a lot. Every once in a while, I'll get those high pitches, but like it's pretty consistent throughout. Unless I'm drinking, like I feel like when we used to do the releases with Daniel, I was like drinking all the time there, so like I probably looked a little more bubbly than my natural state. So
But you were
um,
also at that time you were really nervous to be on screen.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think you were drinking to kind of calm yourself down about being on screen.
yeah. It helped me cope with typically I don't have anxiety, but like I felt like being on screen gave me anxiety.
Yeah.
And like the drinking helped me cope or relax my nerves. Um, so that was like another level to it. And then when I started drinking, then my personality would probably like change a little bit. Yeah. Story time with Jay. That's a good one. I have to
Uh,
start doing voiceovers.
there you go. Start doing voiceovers.
Yeah, but I'm not, I'm not like that overly confident guy either. I don't want to seem arrogant. I just want to, just be myself. Uh, the products of what I do, you know, I, I'm, I honestly get like super humbled when people constantly buy my stuff,
Right.
every single month, anything that I release, um, versus like expecting it and be like, yeah, I'm this good. I'm a badass. I create these dope ass fans. Um, I
Well, we know a
honestly
few of
think,
them.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there, but to me,
I
it's
know a
like,
few of them.
I mean, like the scents are cool and everything, but I really think what people buy is the person that stands behind the products, right? If they connect with someone, or if they like support someone because you're their friend, um, they're supporting you, right? And then a product comes with it, and hopefully the scents are good, for people to constantly come back. And sometimes it's challenging to create a brand new set, you know.
Oh, I
But
believe that. I mean, you have so many that you've created. Sometimes you wonder if like you accidentally might double up on one, or if at some point where do you turn to come up with something new? You know,
Yeah.
how when you have so many that I know there's a lot of sense of yours that I don't have, but I know there's probably at least close to 35 cents, maybe 40 sitting there of yours, and they're all different.
Yeah.
You know, some might smell somewhat similar to each other, but I haven't had any that are like, what the fuck? This was this one 3 months
Yeah.
ago or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's like the I said it's not the toughest thing, but it requires a lot of research development. Like there's like so many fragrance companies out there, but they can label it something different than you buy it from another one, and it's like the exact same fragrance, even though they're
Yeah.
saying it's not. So like there's I spend like hundreds of dollars on different fragrances on a monthly basis. And you know, when they come in, there's some that I'm like, oh, this is shit, or like you can't even smell anything out of the bottle, which is terrible because one, you lost money on it, you can't even return it. Um, but then there's others where it's just like it smells identical to something else, and you're like, fuck. You know, now you got to go out and just like find something like a different company with the scent that you're looking for. So
Yeah.
it's just like it, I wouldn't say it's frustrating because it's not. I love doing it, but when you're, it's like when you buy a product or a scent from a company, you're expecting something. You're expecting to smell a certain way, but then when you get it, you're like, "Fuck, this smells like this other thing,"
Yeah.
or "Oh, this smells like shit," or like, well, I mean, it doesn't smell bad, but it's not what I was thinking what it
Right.
was. So like it's similar to that, right? So it's not it gets tough, and then not to mention like IFRA percentages that you can use in your blend. Like I know people always talk about like, oh, his scents aren't the strongest, or I wish it was stronger. But I think like educating people in like, if I make this stronger, this is going to fuck up your skin potentially, you
Right.
know, or give you a bad reaction. So like, I do everything from a legal standpoint correctly, right? I never want to um, potentially affect a customer's skin or their
Right.
beard. So um, the ones that I can make stronger, I will. But if I can't, I'm never going to push the limit to like exceed what I'm supposed to put in it. So those are the ones that are not as strong. But let's see. I think Eric asked something.
Yeah. He
A
wants a
sneak
sneak
peek.
peek.
Sneak peek of the scent of the month. Yeah, I talked about a little bit about it earlier. Um, it's there is some oud to it. It's woodsy. I'm trying to think. I just made a shit ton.
Do you have any labels?
What is it? I do. Let's see if I can bring it in a sec. All right, here it is. Let's see. Um, you got resinous oud in it. We got some oak moss, dark tobacco, cypress, pink peppercorn, And then just like a whole bunch of other stuff. I usually put like the main scents in on the label. I don't put everything on there just because really there's like limited um,
Limited
spacing on
space.
space. Yeah, so like I put the main scent on there, but it's like a dark tobacco, oud, woodsy type scent. If you smelled Lucky Jim, it's like kind of on that wavelength, but completely different than Lucky Jim. So it is a darker scent.
It's in
If
that
you like the
wheelhouse.
yeah, if you like dark scents, woodsy, um, oodsy type with like a tobacco base to it as well, then this is something you're going to enjoy. Um, Oak moss is such an underrated scent. I love that scent, especially there there is like you can mix it so well with other scents, and then it just creates like a blast to your senses. What I like, I think people also see they also see a profile and they think you're going to smell those exact scents in the profile.
Uh-huh.
And like what I like to do, I don't know if other brands do this, but like I like to mix scents together to create something different. So like I don't want it to smell like I don't want you to like pull um different fragrances out of there. Like, okay, I could smell the tobacco, I could smell like the oud, the strawberry, whatever it is. Um, like, I want to create a different experience than what it says on the bottle, and I think that's like just part of my creativity to make something like that, and that's just the best way I describe my sense. Well, yeah, it may say like I have gunpowder in there, but like it's not going to smell like you're shooting around of fucking bullets, you know.
Yeah.
So it might have like a little um, like you reminisce on that like slight scent, but it should like you should be able to mix the scents well enough to where like you just get a whole different experience.
A lot of the time with John's scents, sure, like the top 4 scents that he has in the bottle are on the label, but you should just assume there's at least 10 other things in there that are not on the label.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I like get crazy and do like 15 different fragrances in there. But yeah, the top ones are like what you'll probably get the most out of, and then the rest are just like supporting cast, and then just bringing the top notes out.
This comment by Eric. Tattoo green soap scent. Oh, you just said really shows.
Yeah, yeah, and there's like Scissorhands 2.0 has like snowberry in there. There's mint, um, bergamot, cedarwood. Like you wouldn't think that there's cedarwood in there just because of how it's blended. Just and it just creates like a freshness to the scent, and it just brings out like just a unique experience the way I describe it.
No. Apparently, other people have vast majority differences in the way they pick up stuff in scents too.
Yeah, and then you can like have you can buy a scent and you smell something that's not even in there. You're like, if two fragrances mix well enough, like it could just like create like something that you're not even supposed to smell in there, but
Yeah.
you do.
I've had scents before where literally, I mean, there was one that was for Jolly Old Fat Man. I remember when I opened it and took a whiff of it, and he was on the live with me doing, it was kind of like a first impressions, and I was like, this smells like green olives. And he looked at me, he's like, the fuck is wrong with you? That's not anywhere near what's in this.
Yeah, yeah. That's my point exactly. Like it, and like just because I smell and I think that scent is great doesn't mean like it's gonna transfer over to everybody else. I have my testers and I want them to be brutally honest with me. Like, do you like the scent? Is the scent enjoyable? What's the longevity of it? Um, just in the different phases of the scent, like, is there anything that's not pleasant? And then, so I like to break it down so like I can evaluate all aspects of the scent because if you don't, then you can have a scent that smells great in bottle, but when you put it in beer, guarantee that's going to change. Like there's some
Yeah.
people that won't put a scent in beard if it doesn't smell good in bottle, but I'm like, damn, you're missing out because it could completely change. I mean, it could be the same effect, right? The other way
Yeah.
around, where like
The other way around.
it smells great in bottle. You put it in beer, it smells disgusting. So
I've
um,
had a lot of them where it's in bottle. I'm kind of like, I'm not sure. But then I put it in beard and it's like, well, what the fuck? This is different. I like this.
yeah, yeah.
How you doing, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
You know, Eric, if it's come to the point where your eye fucking Chucky that scent that much, I mean, you might as well just get it.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, you're there's a like maybe a handful of people that didn't like it, and I've sold probably like over 500-600 bottles of that of Chucky. And only like a handful of guys that told me that they didn't like it. Um, and really, their feedback was it's just too light for them. They like a strong dark scent, and that's why I've made adjustments to the strength on that. So um, I think I think I have a couple wax melts of Chucky, and I was going to put them on the site, but I just didn't have time to make them. So that's why I didn't put any wax melts on there. And it takes like 7 to 10 days to cure as well. So like if I make it, then I send it out, you try it, it's not going to smell as strong, within the first 5 to 10 days. So that's why I just didn't want to put it on the site. Yeah, Chucky is probably like about 15% stronger, and so that's pretty significant. Um, and it has the OG artwork as well, so I think people are really going to enjoy that one.
The hype around Chucky, I remember when it first came out, that was a big one. And if it's if he sold 500 to 600 bottles of it, I mean that tells you on its own right there. Even if
Yeah.
he is exaggerating, he's got to be at
Oh
least a little
no,
close to that.
no. I'm definitely not exaggerating. So like the first two, like I in 2021 is when I dropped it. So that one sold out. Like honestly, that's the scent that put me really on the map. Um, Once I dropped Chucky, um, like people just started coming to my company for all the releases that I was doing. But that one, um, like the first year, I probably sold like 100 of them. 2021, so October to December. But like the following year, I brought it back like um, when was it when I dropped Immortal Cuts, and that like I sold a good amount. So I brought that, and then I brought it back in October, and then I brought it back early this year. So like,
If it
yeah,
keeps coming
definitely,
back, he's selling it quite a lot.
yeah, and just with the different labels that I create as well, you can tell the difference um, in that. But no, like everybody says that is like my best scent. Um, so and that's why I bring it back. I don't want to make it mainline just because to me it's special. I don't You don't want to have it like all year long. It's like one of those
He
special
likes the
drops.
FOMO of it.
Yeah, I
He
mean
likes the FOMO of it.
there is an aspect of that too. But like so like when I do drop it, it's like all of my new customers that haven't tried it before or they couldn't get their hands on a product before on the product before. So like when I drop like Chucky on the site again, like I just get a swarm of like orders for it. So and then people are like unsure of it because they're like cherry is related to like cough syrup or like
Yeah.
Robitussin. So people are really iffy with cherry, but when they smell like Chucky, they're like, yeah, this smells nothing like that cough syrup, and man, it just hits different.
Ellie says it perfectly right here.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I'm not trying to be like cocky or arrogant at it. And it's like that everybody that hypes it up is the reason why like it always sells, right? I don't know how many bottles I have left of it, but I how many? I don't even know how many orders I shipped out this morning, but like literally from 7 a.m. to like 8:15, I probably got like about 65 orders, and like the majority of them had Chucky in there. So like, and there's people repeat customers that like are continuing to buy it again, just because they just never know when it's going to come back.
Because
So,
of
but
FOMO.
this yeah, yeah, but this time I have it for the whole month of October. So like I understand the first of the month is like more than likely people's rent or mortgage payments. So they can't always purchase on the first of the month, but like if you can get it to like the 15th at least, then some people that have been wanting to try it will get a chance to try it.
Yep.
I know they have like these trade groups and stuff, but I don't know about you, but I would never purchase a butter from someone that was like sticking their fingers in the butter. Oil, that's fair because like you're not making any contact with the
Right.
oil itself other than dropping it in the palm of your hand. But a butter or a balm, uh yeah, I just wouldn't mess with that just because it's like you don't know how clean the person is. You don't know with fingernails too, they can get dirty. They can have a lot of dirty ass shit in there, right? So I was like, I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna buy. I don't care how cheap it is. I'm not gonna buy something that somebody's dug their fingers in.
Which is
But yeah,
understandable. I
yeah.
get it. Excuse me. But we're at that hour and a half mark. I have been up since 6 o'clock this morning. John, do you have anything else coming up here in the near future? Do you want to let anybody know that you haven't said yet?
Yeah, so there is a Friday the 13th next month. So just be ready because I have a pretty dope ass multiple releases on that day. So I may have a live stream on there. More than likely, we'll have it before yours. So we don't cross. But definitely going to. There's one of the scents is a collaboration with someone in the community that has gotten pretty big over the last year or so. Um, but like the scent is dope. The artwork is like super epic. So I'm pretty excited for those two releases.
Good deal.
Other than that, I got the blend of the month dropping on the first. That one, I honestly think it's going to sell out pretty fast just based on the scent profile. Um, but yeah, that's all I got going on, man.
Well, good for you. Be interesting to see what that drop is going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'll drop some hints. I'm thinking about creating some content around some of the Halloween releases, just because it's the best time of the year for releases, not only for my company, other companies out there.
Right.
People get really creative with the artwork, scents, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Well, looking forward to seeing what that's going to be.
Right.
I don't have anything coming up. Actually, since harvest is going to start here real soon, there might not be a Longhouse for a couple weeks. Being in the tractor from sun up to sundown, I'm probably going to be doing that and only that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this could be the last Longhouse for a couple weeks. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me on there, John.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you for the invite.
Yes. I appreciate everybody that came and hung out tonight with us and that are still here. So, thanks, John. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Until the next Longhouse, I appreciate you guys. We'll see you later.